ESGN Nation, and welcome back to another episode here on the channel as we're back here for another Madden 20 franchise. This is the New York Giants franchise, and this is Giants Pride, episode number 2, as we're taking an inside look here at our team and what we're looking for as we just now wrapped up the regular season, getting ready for the postseason, and what we're trying to see, or at least forecast what we want to do for this second half of the big season. So, quite honestly, I didn't really think we were going to be here in the postseason. After that loss against the Cardinals, there you see 31-28, I feel like it was downhill after that, to be quite honest. And then we had that tough loss there at home against the Packers, 45-23. But Eli, I mean, what can you say about Eli? The season he has had and the season that he has turned around. I mean, I said from the very get-go of this series that Eli was going to be a guy that either he had to make it or he was going to end up breaking it. And so far, he has made it. He has not thrown that many interceptions. The goal was to keep him around 10 or less. And so I can't remember exactly the numbers are for him, but I think he has way more touchdowns than he does interceptions. As you take a look at the standings right now, I'm very impressed with our team, what we can do. We have a lot of young guys that are just turning that corner of greatness. This is their second, or maybe their first or second year on the team, and I feel like that turn's coming up quick. That we're reaching their peak right now, and in some ways, I think that I want to get Eli a ring so bad before he just goes off to the sunset. But back in my mind here, I'm like, the playoffs are here, and things could be start being funny here. And if they are, then we're gonna have to bring in Daniel Jones, who by far his rookie season, pretty decent numbers there. Not in the interception department there. Of course, he is a rookie, so he's still getting used to being acclimated to the game. But also him having to insert certain games starting and stuff like that, getting that experience in for him has actually really helped out. And I'm hoping that next season will be the season for him, unless we decide during the offseason to bring in someone else for him to compete with for that quarterback position. Because you know me, I always say every position, especially the quarterback position, is always up for grabs, regardless of who you are. So especially in this situation, we got a young, could have 2 young quarterbacks coming in here. I'm not trying to start quarterback controversy, but if I can find a quarterback on the board this season during the draft and whatnot, or a player off of free agency, we'll do it. So Manning has 11 interceptions this season, so not bad. He has 25 touchdowns, which is pretty good. 16 touchdowns there for Jones, 5 interceptions there for him, and a pretty decent QBR. Could be better for both of them, but for the most part here, I'm just really happy with the way Manning is playing right now. He's had a couple games where he had some hiccups and stuff like that. But I think the real person of all this season, really, for the most part, and you see both of them have both have 20 sacks or more. But that man right there, Barkley, 407 touches, 2,552 yards, 31 rushing touchdowns. He's our MVP for the season, if not for the league. This young man has really stepped out here, and just imagine what he could do if we utilize him a little bit more in the backfield there, of throwing passes to him, and if we had a solid quarterback there in that position to throw to him underneath the coverage and into coverage. Imagine what type of season he would have, and I'm really excited about it here so far. To be quite honest, doing this series was really taxing at times, and we're going to continue this on, even though Madden 21 is already out already. We're going to continue this here for another 2 or 3 more seasons, because I want to see how this goes. If it continues going well after those 2 or 3 seasons, then we'll continue with this series, because I'm not going to do a series on Madden 21 at all. If I do a series of another Madden series, it will be on past Maddens, or I will probably bring back one of our Madden series that we've already done in the past. I know one of them a lot of people have been mentioning is the Green Bay Packers one, which was a fun one because I left it at a cliffhanger for the most part there. But also, too, I would like to bring back the Steelers franchise, because that franchise was so much fun. When I finished that series, I always say that a series is never really done, because I can always bring it back and do something different with it. And that that Steelers franchise, there was such a great team I put together there that I really want to see what they can do after. I think Ben's already retired already on that series. I want to see what we can do afterwards with that new quarterback there. So stay tuned. I'll let you guys know if there is another, because there is going to be a second series, possibly another second Madden series here on the channel from older games or whatnot. So stay tuned for that. But take a look at the numbers there. I mean, look at the numbers. They're really impressive there. I mean, we had 20 sacks there from Golden. He almost broke the record. He needed 23 to break the former Giants record, Michael Strahan's record there, who had 22.5. So came really close to breaking that record there. He was a great asset there to us on defense. Not to mention Peppers, especially towards the second half of the season there. Baker was there for the first half, but then for some reason he was just kind of just disappeared. So I'm hoping that he'll step up. Jenkins, another guy there, did a great job. Ogletree, he had his spurts there where he showed up and did well for us. And of course Tomlinson and Lawrence there doing a great job there on the D-line. Really, especially here in the last couple of games there, really stepping up and showing what they could do. Especially Lawrence, especially early on there, he was really a monster on that line, and that was really helpful for us. So hopefully that all these guys can start, gelling together and things can go our right way and everything as we start this second half. And we'll try to see. We'll see those numbers. We'll see who those teams are coming up here in just a bit. But like I said, I'm very impressed with where we're at so far this series, because I really, truly, when I was gonna put the series together, I'm like, I don't know, just the way the Giants defense is, it's like I don't want to take forever just to put together a good defense here. And I still say we still have a shaky defense. We still have some areas in our game and defensively wise where we still need to fix. Of course, offensively, offensive line needs to always be changed and revamped and whatnot. That's something we'll probably look at maybe in free agency. But I know in the draft wise, I want to be probably more heavy focused on defense. Now that could all easily change too, because if there's a good player on offense, especially the offensive line that's out there that I can go pick up, we're going to do it. I'm going to try to trade away my 6th and 7th round picks. If you guys already don't know, I try to do that in the series there so I can get better picks for the next season. And usually the 6th and 7th round, there's not really anybody around. So go figure. I just don't deal with those type of players there. I just kind of want to just deal with the first 5 and then try to move around, or maybe just deal with the first 4 picks and then just get rid of the 5th, 6th, and 7th picks to other teams. So we'll just see who's out there, who has the best, who's going to give us the best, offer for those picks and whatnot. So that's how we're going to, pretty much that's how defensive wise, at least what I want to do for the draft coming up. And we'll talk more about that a little later on here and towards the off season. But Saquon Barkley right now, MVP right there. You see there, nice job there for him. Jerry Allen right behind him with Marcus Mariota, and of course Tom Brady. Don't know if this is going to be Tom Brady's last season with the Patriots. Of course, in real life, he is with the Bucks, and he'll be playing as their QB this season. I'm hoping, fingers crossed here, that he'll retire here in this season. But chances are, from looking at other people that do Madden series here on YouTube, he'll probably stick around for another year or two there. So, yeah, whatever it is, what it is. We'll take a look at the offensive players of the year. You guys can I'm just not going to get into too much about this because quite honestly, like I said, I'm really shocked and just really amazed at where we're at right now. And I don't want to get too excited or too hyped up about this postseason here because I really deep down now, I feel like we have a chance here. We have a chance to do something great in this offseason, and especially, if everything gets played out and the way we want it to set up and whatnot. I mean, we could have an easy road, or at least somewhat, I should say easy. I'll take that back. We should have a semi-fun and adventurous road to the Super Bowl if we can do everything that we need to do the way we need to do it. So of course we're gonna have to worry. NFC, we're gonna have to worry about big teams like the Saints. You got the Seahawks, I believe, are in the playoffs. I can't remember who all the playoff teams are, but we got quite a few teams that we're gonna have to deal with there in the NFC. That's gonna be an issue for us. And I think for the most part, I think we can handle it. I think by far we're the best team in the NFC, obviously, but with our record, because we do have a bye. We don't have to play in the wild card round. We have our first opponent in the divisional round, who we'll see here later on in the video who that is. But for the most part here, I really believe that we're by far the best team besides the Rams. Really getting onto us and really knocking us around. So if we can play some solid football here, if we can play the type of football we've been playing in the last couple of weeks here and winning games, and not necessarily blowing out teams, but just playing some solid defense, getting through those quick 3-and-outs, putting pressure on the quarterback, getting those, good coverage, pass coverage, stuff like that, and slowing down the running game and really forcing them to throw the ball. And just taking away that running game away from them, I think it'll be a great season. I think we'll have it. And not to mention, we just got to keep everyone healthy and just keep, Eli upright and keep Eli safe and make sure Eli has enough time to throw the passes that he needs to get to the receivers. Golden Tate and Ingram all need to stay healthy, safe, and make sure they get open. And it'll be a great season. I really, like I said, regardless of how this season goes down, I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to win the Super Bowl with this team and go and take Eli out in the right way. But if we can, if we finish the season up short of the Super Bowl, I would be fine with this because I really didn't think we were going to go to the playoffs at all. If we were going to the playoffs, I felt like we were going to be a team that was going to be in the wild card round and then get booted out first round. So at least we get another week to play and stay alive and stay in the mix. But for the most part here, I'm very happy with the way this team's been playing. Stats pretty much look really great from a lot of the players or a lot of the guys on our team. But of course, we don't play football on paper. We play it actually on the field. Actually play it, and things can happen. And I'm just hoping that things will be shifting in our direction, more of our favor, to help us out and win games. So, like I said, we got to make sure most important, we got to make sure we protect not just Eli, but we really need to protect Saquon Barkley there, who is just a monster. I did not expect. Because if you guys follow all my series here on the channel, I love the running game. I'm a huge fan of the running game. I believe that opens up so much for the passing, from even to helps out the defense in some ways there. And with Barkley, the way he run this season and the way he was running, especially the game that we had, I think it was a Cowboys game that we had, where he ran the ball from inside their own 5 and ran it all the way back for an 80-something yard rushing touchdown. It's like, what in the how? Where did I get that? Where did that come from? So I'm really hoping that will happen in the playoffs with him. I've been saying too. I've been wanting to do a two back system. I am looking at some formations, and maybe even I'm even trying to work on a customized playbook for them for future seasons. And that is something I'm looking at. And I have some ideas. If you guys have any ideas of what playbook I should be using, or some ideas of certain formations I should use in my playbooks, let me know down below in the comment section. Jeez, I can't speak. Let me know down in the comments, and I will definitely take those to heart there, and check those out and see what works and what doesn't. So, but yeah, like, for the most part here, I mean, like I said, I can't go on and on about this. It's been a great season so far here. I'm hoping that it will continue once we get into the playoffs and really open up the playbook. And really, I'm just hoping that we can have fun with Eli in this postseason, because I would like to see him get a ring, walk out of the NFL with a nice bow on his career. So, and we'll see how that goes here. And of course, of all teams we're gonna have to really worry about and have to deal with will be the Patriots if that comes down to the Super Bowl there. They of course they are the heavy favorites to go and return back to the Super Bowl there. And honestly, that would be poetic right there. Taking out Tom Brady and Eli getting a ring and walking out of there again. That would be awesome. That would be poetic. Be just irony. But whoever we're facing against, regardless who we're facing against, it's gonna be, it's gonna be fun. Like I said, I'm trying my best not to think that far ahead, but we'll take it one game at a time and just make sure that we can, do well. We gotta play solid football, make sure we cross all our T's, all our I's, and make sure that this team is going to be successful. They're on the trajectory of being one. They're being a very good team that can win it all. But one or two guys that are misplaced in the game and whatnot, or not in sync, that can really hurt us. So we're gonna see who are in the playoffs here in just a bit as we finish up these stats here. And like I said, a great year. Like I said, I'm so glad that Barkley, by the looks of it, he is going to be the MVP of the league, which deservedly so. Had a great year with a not so great team to start off there, especially when it comes to the defense. I quite honestly, I do say, I think I said this before, but I did enjoy the games that were nail biters. Like, they were fun. Especially with Barkley getting us out of the fire, having those big, huge runs, getting us in scoring position where either we could score a touchdown or score that last field goal there, and doing what we did. Those are actually really fun. Not saying I want to see those during the postseason, because by no means do I want to see that. But I really think that this is going to be really helpful for. That was really helpful for us, and it really, like I said, I didn't really like starting this series because of the defense and the way they were playing. But then once we started getting things going, and the team started gelling, and I found the right plays and all that kind of stuff, then I was like, okay, we can get this going. We can we can do this. So, and that's why you probably haven't seen so much of this series on the channel, but not to mention just life in general, stuff going on in my personal life, and then also trying to put up other stuff on the channel and helping other friends out with their YouTube channels. That's the reason why this series just was kind of put on the back burner, but it will be picking up here very soon. As well, like I said, we are not going to have a Madden 21 series this year. We're going to skip that. And we'll have, if we decide to change up Madden from this, if we decide to take a break from this series, or we finish this series up, then the next series after this will definitely be an older Madden series. preferably probably a series that we've already had already, that we can start from the get-go, that we have already had it already here on the channel, like I mentioned earlier in this video. Either the Packers or Steelers, or maybe even the Cowboys. We'll go back to those series and just pick off where we left off at, basically. Because I didn't do any long-term sims in those, and I said those in those videos, like, we can always come back to those series if future Maddens become, you know, shittier. Pardon my language there, but, you know, with this year, you know, with the way Madden has been, and with all the little glitches and stuff like that, even this one's tolerable to play. Even last year's was tolerable to play, because we could easily go back to the Chargers series, which I was really had a big plans for that series, just like I do for this one. You know, we can easily go back to that even too. So maybe I'll put up you know, some kind of I had to take votes or something like that for you guys, and you guys can pick which series we can bring back. But nonetheless, here we'll take a look here. Wild card: Colts going to Cleveland, Saints going to Chicago, Bills are heading off to KC, and the Lions are going to the Pacific Northwest to take on the Seahawks. We'll see how those are going to turn about, and we'll see that the Colts lose on the road there in Cleveland, 44-38. Saints win 42-7 there in Chicago. Kansas City gets a near just chin victory over the Buffalo Bills, 37-34. And the Seahawks are going to be defeated at home against the Lions as they got their wings clipped there by the I should say the Seahawks get clipped by the Lions there, 31-24. That means the Saints will take us on in the next round. The Chiefs will take on the Patriots. The Browns will take on the Texans, and the Lions will take on the Panthers in the divisional round game. So, of course, you know, for us, we got to take on the Saints. I don't think we've played the Saints at all this season, if I'm not mistaken. So this will be a first. We'll definitely have to check out their stats and see what they've doing so far. Drew Brees and company, of course, always a threat here. Take a look, and there you see their short passing that we definitely have to try to do there, as they do have some good defenders there defensively. Michael Thomas, of course, a big threat there in the wide receiver game. So we'll definitely have to try to slow him down. And, of course, Cam Jordan there defensively on the defensive line there. He's left in there. He is definitely a player that will definitely love to sink his teeth in to a player like Eli Manning. So there you see the numbers, the stats, and the rosters there for them. And, of course, like I said, it's going to be a good game here. We'll be at home, of all things, so that's really nice. We have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But a Saints team, always a threat, always a tough team, always going to make you work for it. And I'm not expecting anything less than that. So it should be a good game there. I cannot wait. And that game should be coming up here very, very soon here on the channel. I'll let you guys know if you just got to follow our Facebook, Twitter, and Discord. Check us out there. Be a part of the nation that way. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you have to be new. Hit that bell notification so you guys can check us out here on ESGNet, so you guys get the latest news and events on what's going on the channel. And also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed today's episode. And definitely check us out on Patreon if you want to be a Patreon member. Help us out in that way, and also a good way of you guys being a part of the series in a very unique and different way. But that's it for me. As always, keep yourselves, each other healthy, wear a mask, stay safe, and as always, I will see you guys next time.